Hello, history buffs. Ready for a journey back? Look at this encampment. The spirit of 76 is alive.
Freedom of our future. A true patriot savors these moments, but the fight for liberty calls. To the encampment for freedom of our future.
For liberty. This is what American patriotism is all about. Look at these flags. They represent our fight for liberty.
The hour our liberty is at hand. For freedom is brava. Secure our liberty. My fellow patriots, the hour of decision is upon us. Let us march forth with courage to secure our liberty.
Welcome to my colonial home. Today, Del Payne's work captures the spirit of we fight for independence. And our freedom. Greetings from the encampment. The spirit of liberty is strong. We will fight for our rights and our freedom.
Hour is late. We must enact. To the encampment for liberty. Soldiers, the enemy is near. Front line, flaming!
For the Karmelo Anthony trial update, and here's something that some people are pointing out online about the video, that we are looking at the wrong thing. We are seeing the altercation under the tent, but they are pointing out that Austin actually has an altercation with Karmelo, but then you can see him stop. And then there is still other boys who appear to be hitting Karmelo. Then Karmelo, you see him pop out of the tent, and then we see Austin stand there, and then he falls. And I think this proves that it was self-defense, because like a lot of people who saw the actual video that was clear, claimed that he was jumped by 4 different people. It was not just Austin Metcalf. Now, we know that one white woman who said she saw the video, she allegedly said that he fell onto the knife. Is this still a possibility? Now, what I think is this has to be self-defense, and people might call me crazy for thinking this way, but the fight seemed to start where he was, you know, they said it was a linebacker where he pushed him up, and I'm thinking that could be where the knife, stabbing potentially happened. And then the other boys were still jumping Karmelo. As you heard in the police footage, he was hysterical, and he was saying they wouldn't leave him alone. They kept coming after him, basically. And then you see Austin fall. You know, this is all a terrible situation, but it does seem that there is more to this story than was told inside that courtroom. If you look at this video, you can see him off to the side, and you can see other punches thrown. Now, previously, everybody thought that was where the altercation originally with Austin happens. But if you see, Austin falls after the altercation, and then Karmelo gets out of the tent. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Secret Service Sam out, Samson for president of the world.
When you had witnesses out there who said a lot of people videotaped the situation. Most of the kids under the tent taped the case. Loon, they taped it. Why did we never see a clear video? Because if you would have saw a clear video, you would have saw that Karmelo was not just in an altercation, okay, with Austin, right? It was Austin and Hunter. And not only was it Austin and Hunter, there were 2 other boys. 4 boys tried to jump Karmelo, Loon. 4 of them. This is why they never showed you the video. Why you think you were there when that man took your twin brother's life? Can I ask you a question, Loon? How under heaven do you not take the stand in your brother's murder?
Right. I didn't understand.
I mean, you understand it?
Yeah.
Because if he would have took the stand, the defense could have cross-examined Hunter. Hunter, is it not true that you started this? Hunter, is it not true that you and your brother jumped Karmelo? Hunter, is it not true that it was 4 of you and not just your brother? Loon, Hunter didn't take the stand because Hunter was guilty. You're going to unalive my brother and
The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Party. Why I like the new party? Number one, it's a group of people that's on a panel. We all have differences, but we all basically still come together at the end of the day. The new party for me is about unity. The new party for me is about educating people to the truth, letting people know what's been going on in our country. With that being said, shout out to the new party, man. We're going to keep it going with y'all.
Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Gray Mars.
It's Mia.
I don't know. Something's going on with Kim. Kim, can you hear? No, you're muted. Guys, tonight on the new party, we will be breaking down the leaked Karmelo Anthony evidence. Is he still guilty? Gray, welcome to the show. You haven't really given your opinion on Karmelo Anthony, so what's your thoughts about everything?
With the case being in Texas, I thought that it was going to be, stand your ground. And I know it was also an all-white jury, so I know that's another big thing that people talking about. But, I mean, he's doing an appeal, so it's just like, I know it's a lot of people protesting and everything like that, and people still talking about it. But is this really like a real case where we're looking at what's going on with 2 teenagers, or is it salacious because it's a black boy and a white boy?
Fair enough. I mean, race has definitely been brought up. The View was under fire this week. This is what Sunny Hostin had to say, and people were ripping her for what she said. Oh, Lord, I don't know what's going on. There we go.
Austin Metcalf's the victim, the deceased. His father went on a podcast and listened to it for yourself, but he called Karmelo Anthony a racial slur. And he also said that the reason that black people weren't on the jury is because black people are unable to hold bias from the trial because they don't know their own fathers, have a bunch of baby mamas running around living off of government assistance. So that is the thing. That's the thinking of the victim's father.
Yeah. Well, let's not say that was the victim's
I'm not saying
thinking
it was the
as well.
Of the victim, but of the victim's father.
And we'll let you sit with that. We'll be right back.
Okay, welcome, Kim. What's your thoughts about the fact of the jurors? Was it a jury of his peers? Many people are saying, yeah, it doesn't, due to the Constitution doesn't necessarily say jury of its peers. Jury of its peers could mean people in the neighborhood, people in the area. What do you think?
I mean, I'm sure, like Sunny, I'm sure they could have misrepresented what she was saying. I think she was trying to be a little bit provocative. With respect to the jury, that has more to do with the attorney and the defense. So I'm going to go back to just emphasizing that I don't know how they went about the jury selection or why, but I'm sure there were people that both the defense and the prosecution eliminated that were possibly black or non-white that they both thought were, for their respective reasons, unhelpful to their own case. So I'm not entirely sure about that, but I do see how that just optically, it's a little racial. There's no black people on the jury and they're making a decision on the life of a young black man. So, I mean, it's not that hard to understand. So it's being racialized because it is a racial topic. So I wish it would have ended up better, but here we are.
Well, we have the video. Oh, you glitched. I'm sorry. Oh, geez.
I'm sorry, guys. I wish I was on my computer. I look better on my computer, but I'm on my phone. I don't know what's wrong with the Wi-Fi.
Maybe talk when you're talking, talk with your camera off because sometimes it glitches. But I do have the video slowed down and sped up. I'll play it, and I'll also be playing a longer one. But here's the video slowed down, zoomed in of the stabbing.
Is there no audio to this?
No, there's no audio. If you look closely, this is basically what you're seeing, guys. If you look closely, you see something happen. I'll start it over with Karmelo. Karmelo's in the gray. So watch the boy in the gray. They go up to him. He's in the gray in the background. You see a bunch of blobs going up to him. You see a punch being thrown. You even see a push being done to him, and then he runs off. So I'm going to play for background, guys. I have a longer one while we're talking that shows the whole incident. Hold on one second, guys. Guys, if you're watching, please hit the like button and support the live.
I also went off the Wi-Fi. Maybe my cellular will work better.
Yeah, maybe. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'll mute it. But this is the entire video. Mia, after seeing the zoomed in or the footage that they have, is not very clear. Does your position change or does it remain the same?
Ways he was over prosecuted, but at the end of the day he did take life, so at minimum he should have received manslaughter. I think unfortunately for him, he had bad representation and he has bad parents. I mean, he was a minor when this happened. The DA always offers a deal to save the taxpayer money. They very rarely do they not offer a deal, and I'm sure manslaughter was probably the deal with probably at least 10 years done, which would have been better than what he got now had his parents originally taken that deal. But unfortunately it wasn't, they didn't take the deal and they decided to move forward here. The defense did utilize a Batson challenge, which is basically saying because they excluded the 3 black jurors that they did have, that they did it based on race. However, they could prove that those 3 black jurors shared the same profession, which made the Batson challenge null and void. And a lot of people think a jury of your peers means diverse. Okay, baby, let's go back to the Constitution. The 6th Amendment says you can have a jury of your peers. Your peers are where it took place. It took place in this particular spot in Texas, which means they're going to look at the voting records and they're going to look at the DMV records and they're going to pull from those people. So if only 9% of that community is black, odds are you are never going to get a black person on that jury out of 12 people, or you might end up with 1. The Constitution does not explicitly say diverse. It says impartial, which basically is an easy way of saying open-minded and unbiased. So people need to read up on their vocabulary and understand diversity is not promised in the Constitution. And they pull from DMV records and they pull from voter records. And this, to Kimberly's credit, happens before the trial even takes place. They iron these things out. They can also file paperwork to ask them to widen the net, to bring in more people and more options. His defense did not do that. So, I mean, a lot of people are so turned off by this idea. There's no black people. There's no black people. We are not a large enough representative pool in that particular city and town for us to even be on the jury. And I think some people need to understand that mathematically, maybe one of us would have been on there if we had not been excluded.
There were only 3 potentials. There were only 3 black people who were potential jurors that were
yes,
right, correct.
And they did Batson challenge. However, the 3 women were all educators, and the Judge Roach said, no, you can't say black because all 3 of them shared the exact same profession. None of the other people, they excluded them out. So they couldn't prove race because all three of them had the same profession. So it just said teachers are out because given the situation, they're both students. It happened on school grounds. You can kind of see why maybe the prosecution wouldn't have wanted those on there. And that's what they used during their Batson challenge. And that's why they won. Now, if they were a mechanic, a nurse, and a school teacher, maybe the Batson challenge would have gone through. But since they all shared the exact same profession, the defense didn't win that.
Gray, after seeing this entire video, does your opinion change on anything now?
The video was kind of blurry, and my opinion really doesn't change. I mean, these were two kids. It was a sad situation. Is on both sides. One person loses a child, the other person going to prison. So they both suffer in the end.
If you were a juror, would you have said guilty, or do you think it should have been a different charge?
I can't say if I was a juror. Like I would have to have been there and got the actual evidence. So I don't think I can answer that question.
Well, based on everything you heard, we broke it down.
I just told you, in this situation, he hasn't appealed. Like when we talk about these cases, when you say, okay, this person committed this crime, this person committed this crime, I think it's a reason people go to law school. I think there's a reason, there's a constitution. I feel like there's a reason that, you know, you get to get judged by jury of peers, like she says, in your area. That's why some people move to different areas. To me, I feel like the reason they keep pushing this over and over and over again is because a black boy stabbed a white boy.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's fair. Well, Austin Metcalf's father has been making his rounds, and this is his reaction now that the evidence has come out.
That we could kind of close the gap instead of widening it. But at that point, they'd obviously retained the services of Dominic Alexander, a convicted baby-shaking felon advocate who decided to throw me out of the press conference, had me removed by police, and then proceeded to gaslight me and tell me how I was such, you know, I can't remember the word he used, but that I shouldn't have been there, and it was not dignified to my son or myself, which I really couldn't quite understand as they proceeded to gaslight me. And also took there was a young lady who has followed the case also from the entire time. Her name is Sarah Fields. Also showed information about her. That's when they took it from any type of remorse, which they did not show, to the fact of now we're going to play the race card. And now we're going to politicize this. Now we're getting a political activist involved. The two things I said on one of the first interviews I ever did was, please don't make this about race and please don't politicize it. But they chose to do both.
And your goal that day was to simply get together and pray?
All I wanted, yeah. I was actually hoping to show them, hey, look, man, I know what happened was terrible. And your son made a horrible mistake. I was hoping for some accountability maybe and some remorse. Neither one was shown.
Have you ever spoken to the Anthonys?
No.
No apology, no remorse?
Nothing.
You were telling me you were inside the courtroom, quite obviously. After the verdict, the Anthonys left. They weren't there for Karmelo's sentencing.
That is correct. They weren't there for the sentencing, and they were not there for victim impact statements. They left that poor child up there by himself. As soon as the verdict was read, he was guilty. His family and some other advocates left the courtroom and turned in.
Okay, so this is what I gotta say. This is what Karmelo Anthony's family did wrong. Y'all should have pressed charges on all them boys that put their hands on your son, because I believe they went up to them to fight. Sorry, I know I'm going to be the contrarian on the panel. They went up to him for a fight, and if y'all really believe that, y'all should have pressed charges, number one. Number two, Karmelo and all the young boys watching, you never admit fault. If something like this ever happens to you, you never admit fault. Don't say a damn word till you have your attorney. That's me. That's the lessons that I learned from this. Kim, what's your thoughts after listening to him? He said all he wanted to do was pray. Do you think he had good intentions or bad?
I don't necessarily think that he has good intentions. He sounds a lot better in this interview than he did with the rants where he was yelling. So he's much more well rehearsed now. I will give him grace. He lost his son. We all grieve differently. I think there were a lot of mistakes made. They should have put Karmelo on the stand. He should have shown remorse. He should have spoken to the family. There's just so many things that went wrong. This is a racialized case, but it wasn't all racial. It was a lot of mistakes being made. They should have hired a freaking Johnny Cochran. Where's Texas Johnny Cochran? Like, I don't even know what they're going to try to appeal because they can't retry the case. In appeals court, you can only fix any, like a judicial error or like an error with, I think it's going to be in the jury instructions, because I think it's insane that what they decided. So I'm not entirely sure what it is. I haven't dived too deeply into the case like Mia or you have, but just objectively, that's just how I see it. And he was over prosecuted. It's that simple. He was over prosecuted. I say the same thing with the J6ers. A lot of them were, except for the violent ones, a lot of them were over prosecuted. It became political. And I don't believe in that. I think that the criminal punishment bureaucracy this is what it's working properly. It exists to incarcerate young men, predominantly Black and brown men, for free slave labor and the profit of private prisons and things like that. So,
especially in Texas, because the majority
Yes.
of Black and brown men on death row in Texas, the majority of inmates on death row in Texas are Black and brown men, and that's not even the majority of the prison population. So that's why you can't say this case is not about race because of where it was at. And had he had been 18, I believe they would have gave Karmelo Anthony the death penalty, because that's what these people had been calling for. And
Sadly.
he was just a little boy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But lastly, this is another thing that's come out. There's video evidence now of the young man that called Karmelo Anthony over to the tent, because he testified he didn't really know him.
is this another guy that lied?
This is the guy, Eddie, who says he didn't know him.
The same one, the one with the girlfriend.
Yes. He's been dating the girlfriend for 2+ years. These are all the photos of Karmelo with his family.
I mean, I'm not sure why. Maybe that kid was under a lot of pressure. Who knows? But this again just shows the failure of the defense. I've never worked a criminal case, but I've worked enough cases to know that the better lawyers win the case. I've worked some shitty cases and we've won just because I worked for some freaking better lawyers. So this is something where I know they did cross-examine him and caught him in a lie. He had to kind of step back a little bit. I would have just pressed it a little bit more just to prove a point. It came, I think, after they caught him in a lie, and at the very end, he had to retract it and say something like he wasn't sure who was really at fault. So, I mean, that was some progress, but I would have just kept hammering that in until it was clear that he was, I don't know what.
Karmelo should have taken the stand so he can say,
should have.
yes, I know him. He called me over. He told me to come sit here, because that was the whole thing. Everyone keeps saying, why would you go sit under other people's tents? If you were called over and invited, you're sitting there because you were invited by this young man that went to the school. And I think that gets lost in all of this, but I digress. Nevertheless, anybody else want to add anything before we go to the next topic?
Yeah, I mean, I think this whole situation is just a series of misfortunate events. I mean, Karmelo was called over by Eddie, who Eddie does not want to admit to knowing Karmelo at all in any capacity, so he's lying about it. At the same time, I mean, Karmelo was asked to leave. He chose not to, and then the Metcalf boys decided to attack him. From what it looks like, there was some sort of attack. There was some sort of scuffle. And then the family decided to hire a baby shaker woman beater as their spiritual representation. And who you hire as your PR is like who you want to present to the world as the kind of people you are. So you hire a baby shaker, a convicted felon who beats women and beats babies. So that right there makes all of us kind of question what kind of family really is this if that's your representation. They missed the opportunity of actually bringing the father on the stage and praying with him to try to tamper down some of the racial ties. Because do I think this was a race thing? No, there was plenty of people of color underneath that tent, and they were friends with the Metcalf boys. They went to a pretty diverse school. So, I mean, I don't think the actual crime had racial overturns. I don't think Karmelo's racist. You know what I mean? I don't think he's racist inherently. But unfortunately, they made all this racist with a series of bad steps. Bad defense, didn't call Karmelo up to defend himself, didn't subpoena the other living Metcalf boy to cross-examine him because he was there. They could have subpoenaed him, forced him on the stand to cross-examine him. So, I mean, it's one of those things where why would you not put your own defendant on the stand so he can tell his story, get some sympathy? But why would you also not cross-examine the person who allegedly started the whole interaction? Because a lot of people are saying it wasn't even Austin. It was Hunter that started the original interaction. It was Hunter that had the problem, and Austin came in second. So, I mean, it's just a series of weird events.
I don't know if Austin Metcalf was racist, but I can tell you his father was. His father called him a watermelon felon. He said, black people this, black people that. I don't know. The apple don't fall too far from the tree. That's all I'm going to say. His father made it about race. I'm sorry, he did.
When? In the beginning, when he made the statement that he doesn't want it to be around face?
For 2+ hours, and he said what he said about black people, he made it about race.
He didn't. That was after the trial. We're going all the way to the front where he didn't say anything.
I got to push back on you about that. I got to push back on you on that. He called him a watermelon felon.
After the trial. Go back 2 years ago when this started.
I don't
what
care.
Did he
should
say?
have kept his mouth shut. He should have kept his mouth shut.
His son is dead. I don't blame him for talking shit. We don't talk
well,
shit.
There you go.
If an Asian person killed my kid, I'd be saying all the slurs. I don't care. My kid is dead and people want to find his grave to piss on it. I would say every nasty thing I could possibly say because I have to live with the fact that my kid is dead. I'll never be able to see him again. I'll never be able to tell him I love him. I'll never be able to hug him. I'll never be able to have a Christmas.
Yeah,
I'll never be able to do anything. I forgive him. I forgive him. You're a parent. You understand if somebody killed your baby, regardless of what race, you would talk shit
You live in the Northeast, Mia. You do not live in the South. As somebody from the South, from Florida, that has experienced real racism, Jim Crow racism, South racism, it's not the same. So you're not going to look at it the same. That is, you just not.
So if a white person murdered your son, you wouldn't talk shit. You would. We all would.
No, I would not.
You would.
I would not.
You would.
Not on camera. For 2+ hours.
You might not do it
not
on camera
for 2+ hours. Not on camera for 2+ hours.
We all would talk shit.
Not on camera. Not on camera. For 2+ hours, I would not. I really would not. I would not. And that just shows you, it just shows you, like I said, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm not saying it doesn't, Ray, but if you don't grow up in the South, you don't see it the same way. You just don't. It's different. The South is really different. It really is.
It is. Even just like from LA and being right now in Chicago, I see it. And now, like, I sympathize more with the argument that I live in a blue haven and I see things differently. And that's why I have the advantage to be a little bit naive with certain things, because I had never been in an area just from coming from LA. There are neighborhoods here outside of Chicago in the middle, north, that are just all white or all black or all Hispanic. I've never seen that in my life, ever.
Really?
Ever. Never in LA. Maybe 60, 70%.
So you got to go to Boston. Like, it's segregated just like that. It's literally segregated. Like the Northeast, like the North End is all Italian. If you're not Italian, you don't live there. Roxbury is all black. If you're not black, you don't live there. I mean, it is Southie is all Irish. If you're not Irish, you don't live there. It's like going to New York.
I had seen it because I've traveled all throughout this country, and I remember there are certain places that stuck with me, like Indianapolis and some places in Texas. But going through neighborhoods, complete neighborhoods, that to me is wild because you don't get that in LA.
Well, we're going to move on because, we're going to move on to, did Trump betray Israel over the Iran deal? I know that's why Gray came tonight, he want to talk about this. I could already tell. So, here we go. This is, the crash outs last week from our fellow Jewish brothers and sisters was pretty interesting. Here's Mark Levin. This is what he had to say about his favorite president.
Stop trashing, smearing, bullying the little state of Israel. Stop cozying up to and telling us that the enemy regime in Iran is now more rational, more moderate, and a regime that we can deal with. When just a few months ago they slaughtered 50,000 people, they're still hanging young people today. And if they had a nuclear missile today, they'd fire it into our country as sure as I'm alive. I don't know what's going on, but if people think they can bully a little country, a people that have existed 4,000 years, through the Babylonians and the Persians, through the Romans and the Third Reich, and they're surrendering their defense and their decision on how to secure their country, they got another thing coming.
Okay, Gray, you got off easy with the first topic. You ain't really want to comment. Make you comment now. Do you think that Trump pushing back on the Israel government and Netanyahu is real, or is it theater?
I don't know if it's real or theater or not. I actually made a short on the TikTok where I was saying, is Trump doing this for the midterm elections? Like, what's Trump real reason for doing this? But what I've seen with him doing this, it may help him, because I know a lot of people are upset with the whole Israel thing. So whether it's real or fake, I can't say whether that or not, but I can say that it looks like people are agreeing with the way Trump is handling the situation than he was before.
Well, yeah, fair enough. I mean, he wasn't the only one, guys. He was one of them. Let's hear what Ben Shapiro had to say.
Will apparently on Friday be literally in a photo op with the vice president of the United States. I cannot express to you how stomach turning that is. I don't care who the vice president is. I don't care who the president is. Leaders of the United States of America in a photo op with a mass murdering terrorist supporter like Mohammed Khalibaf shaking hands 6 months after he blew away 42,000 innocent people in the streets, and weeks after his administration was firing missiles at literally all of our allies in the region, and continues to support every terrorist group in the region, and is currently continuing to control the strait. Like right now, it is not fully open for business unless the Iranians have, quote unquote, decided it is. The idea here is that somehow this administration and the deal that has been cut weakens Hezbollah. I'm not seeing it so much. I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's there. Again, we haven't seen the MOU. For the 1,000th time, we haven't seen the MOU. That's not because of me. I would like to see the MOU. I think you would like to see the MOU. Hell, I think we'd all like to see the MOU. If Israel is not a party to the actual talks, which they are not, they have not been included in the talks. If Israel is not a signatory to the agreement, which they are not, how in the world could you tie Israel's hands when it comes to self-defense in Lebanon while Hezbollah is firing rockets and drones over the border at Israeli citizens? Shall we say that this is not a popular MOU, from what I understand, in Israel? And again, Israel, they were flying jets alongside American jets during this whole operation. Iran was firing at American soldiers during this whole operation. So playing halvesies is a bit strange. If we release funds, or if we tell our Arab Gulf state allies to release funds to Iran, it doesn't have to be American taxpayer dollars. That is us releasing money to Iran. If you unfreeze money to a terrorist group, that is in fact money going to a terrorist group. It does not have to come from American. That's sleight of hand. It's rhetorical sleight of hand. I was not under the impression that you and I would be paying taxpayer dollars to go straight to Iran. But if we press people to release money to a terror state in order for them to continue to toll the strait and to exert control whenever they feel threatened, or for them to rebuild their ballistic missile and nuclear capacities, that is a gigantic mistake. To go back to the 5 standards of a good deal versus a bad deal would look like continued nuclear development. A bad deal would look like continued ballistic missile development. A bad deal would look like funding of terrorism abroad continuing. A bad deal would look like continued Iranian control over the strait and tolling of the strait. And a bad deal would look like more funding going into.
Jeez. Makes you wonder why nobody's watching this shit anymore. He's so entertaining. I don't know how anybody could stop watching him. He's so great to watch. Kim, what's your thoughts? Are you a fan of Ben Shapiro? Is that a bad deal?
Sanction Israel. We need to sanction Israel. They're the fucking terrorists. Call me a bully. I think I might dislike Ben Shapiro more than I dislike, what's his name? My homie. I might go visit him. He lives here, doesn't he?
Nick Fuentes.
Nick? I think I dislike Ben Shapiro more than Nick fucking Fuentes. He's so annoying. I sat through that out of respect for you because you played the clip. But it's so hard to swallow. He's just spewing bullshit. Like nothing he says is correct factually, and he's just such a hateful person. This guy worships Baal. He's not even Jewish. He gives my Jewish friends a bad name. He's not like Christ. Christ was Jewish. Ben Shapiro is freaking devil adjacent. We need to sanction Israel. I mean, I'm not here defending the IRGC or Iran either, but we are worse off now than we were before this whole kerfuffle, not war, started. So his voice irritates me. I'm gonna have to freaking do a limpia after this with some sage.
Well, Netanyahu's been pushing back too, Kim. This is what he had to say about the deal.
Security doctrine. We initiate, we attack, we surprise, and we attack those enemies that seek our destruction, that seek to kill us. We attack them before they have a chance to do so. If you know Hebrew, akam leorgecha, ashkem leorgo. Kill them first.
What the fuck? What a fucking diabolical. Oh my God.
Kill them first, Kim. What do you think about that? Kill them first.
That's not what Jesus said. That is not what Jesus said. Fun fact, Jesus spoke Aramaic. not Hebrew.
Well, from that same conference, this British woman said that she just thinks Trump turned on a dime.
I don't think Trump is turning on a dime. I think he's just trying to calculate and see which way he can come off winning because he doesn't want to lose
President
his
Trump
billions
has
and
turned on a
billions of
dime
dollars.
to escape from a trap. This trap is because, in his words, an imminent global economic disaster caused by Iran taking hostage the Strait of Hormuz cannot be tolerated by him. But we have to ask, how in the world is mighty America unable to defeat a massively weakened Iran? The short answer is that to do so probably requires American boots on the ground. And that is something the president will not commit himself to do, because the American people wouldn't wear it. Why is that? It's because they don't think the war with Iran has anything to do with their own interests. Now that is absolutely astonishing, given the hundreds of Americans who have been attacked and killed by Iran over more than 4 decades as it has pursued its war cry
Hundreds of
death
Americans.
to America.
I'm on the list. This
What
British
this
lady better furnish
means,
special
this
list. Hundreds.
initiative in the MOU is that everyone can now see America is not prepared to make the sacrifices necessary to defend itself, and that will have emboldened evil forces threatening the West from around the world.
This was at a conference in Britain called the Jewish News Syndicate. Mia, do you think that's why Trump has done this deal? Because Americans cannot stomach having a war with Iran. What do you think?
Oh my God. For starters, I need that British lady to furnish the names of hundreds of people, because I mean, hundreds of people over 4 or 5 decades, hundreds. She's going to have to, I need proof of that, because that sounds like a fucking stretch. If Iran was killing hundreds of Americans, hundreds, if not 1,000 Americans, we would have already been over there. So it just sounds like Zionist propaganda, because I need to see the proof of hundreds of Americans being murdered by Iranians. And I mean, the United States doesn't need to negotiate with terrorists. I'm sorry. That's our hard line. We don't negotiate with terrorists. Donald J. Trump and J.D. Vance don't need to negotiate with Israel and tell them what we're doing. They don't have to be at the table. We shouldn't be negotiating with terrorists. And there are terrorists. They're terrorists. I guess I'm the bully. We should sell that as a t-shirt. Put it on the shop. I'm a bully. Because that is crazy. This whole thing is crazy.
I want another t-shirt that says sanction Israel.
Sanction Israel. And
don't say that anymore. I think they're doing something to the live when you
Okay, I'm
that.
sorry. Forgive me. I apologize.
I'm not trying to tell you guys what to say because I'm watching the numbers. When you said that, it dropped. Thank you. Sorry. I don't usually censor, but be careful what you say about them.
I don't know. Donald Trump he has access to the same polling numbers that we have access to. The Republicans know they're going to lose the midterms. Now they're trying to mitigate how badly they lose the midterms. There's a difference between having Democrats flip 20 seats, having Democrats flip 50 seats. You know what I mean? There's a power difference there. So I think now they understand that pretty soon we are going to run out of oil. I mean, that's a fact. We're going to run out of oil out of the reserves. And then once we do, or once we're down to nothing, then gas will be $8 a gallon. Like that's the fact. Like it is what it is.
But Mia, Trump says he doesn't consider Americans' economic situation. The Democrats
that's what they wanted. They wanted to align themselves with the synagogue of Satan. So fucking burn it down. Burn it all down. They wanted to align themselves with the synagogue of Satan, burn it down. And better news, Candace Owens is pregnant, and I'm very excited for her.
Again? Mm-hmm. She's like on her 3rd or 4th. I want to find.
She's on number 5.
Oh, 5?
5?
Let me tell you.
Yeah, I guess when you're married to a man with money.
My grandma's best friend was a gay man, and he has 6 children. That's all I'm gonna say.
Good for him.
Was he a good dad though? Because all of my
did you get the connection, Kim?
Mm-hmm, I did.
Did you get it?
Was he a good dad? Was he a good dad though? Because all my gay friends, they're great people. They're fun.
He was a great dad.
See, she chose well. Rich man, great dad.
Yes, amen. I pray for that. I want to find a billionaire man that wants to marry me without any emotional connection in less than 2 weeks. That's what I want. I want a billionaire lavender gay man that I get along with great to marry me in less than 2 weeks with like my platonic love, with no what did she say? They had no physical contact, and
nothing. Yes, all through Skype. They were proposed through Skype. It's so beautiful, so amazing, and I want to go and just fight for justice for my best friend that gets.
Yes, I have 1 billion reasons to want that. Like, I want that. Like.
Anyways, guys, in this next clip, this was from Israeli State TV. I'm not making this up. They have a psychic, and this is what the psychic said. Here we go. They got a psychic.
Say that word.
Like a real one?
Oh, we can say
or
psychic.
Like a fake one?
Okay.
לקוריאנים יש את זה, ולאיראנים יש את זה. אני יודע שזה נשמע כאילו לקחתי איזה מסרט בדיוני, אבל זה באמת, זה בתפקיד עכשיו. פועלים עם הנשק הזה, ולפי דעתי, החדירו לו למוח את הגלים האלו. אני לא בדיוק יודע, יכול להיות שאפילו ברוסיה, כאשר הוא היה ברוסיה. זה מאוד קל, אפילו מהשגרירות בוושינגטון, סליחה, בסין.
So basically what he's saying is President Trump is being brainwashed and being mind controlled. And this is what he sees. that the Iranians are mind controlling him. And this is why he's doing and saying the things he's doing.
Oh my God.
First, it was the Russians. Then it was the Koreans. Now it's the Iranians mind controlling President Trump. Ray, you don't believe in conspiracies, but I can't make this stuff up, Gray. What's your thoughts? Is Trump being mind controlled?
I mean, it sounds like something out of a movie. What's those magicians? They just got arrested. I can't think of their name. But
wait, what happened? I want to know.
The magicians with the tiger. The tiger. Siegfried, is it Siegfried and Roy? I'm not sure.
Yeah, Siegfried and Roy, yeah.
Okay, so a magician never tells their tricks, so I wouldn't know. This is something wild to me. I'm not really into telepathy. I really wasn't an X-Men fan, but my name is Gray, so Jean Grey. So I kind of get why you came to me, but no, this is some sci-fi movie stuff.
Well, not every Republican is against Trump. Laura Ingraham is on his side, and this was her plea to Republicans.
Oh, wow. Wow. Really?
I know this.
Good for
Trump's
her.
been briefed on all the options. And the one thing we know about Trump, he does not stop until he gets the best deal possible. And his decision-making takes into account the reality of all the facts on the ground, including how much runway the American people are giving him on this conflict. Now, the latest approval numbers on Iran is 21.7 points underwater for the conflict. The only practical effect of Mike Pence's scathing criticism, well, it may actually help the Democrats. It gives them talking points in a crucial midterm cycle. Meanwhile, if Pence has a plan that will overthrow the regime and expeditiously turn the tide, then he has a patriotic duty to present that plan to his former boss. Make an appointment. Go in and see him. Or heck, just come on the Ingram angle and tell us. So easy. Any Republican who truly wants to help the people of Iran and the people of Israel should be spending all his free time campaigning for GOP candidates over the next 4 months. Because if we turn our government over to a bunch of Democrat socialists, Israel will be treated like South Africa was in the 1980s. It'll be boycott all the way.
Okay, and
So pretty much she's saying support the president's deal. If not, you're going to lose the midterms. Slim, you are probably our only Republican on the panel, true blue Trump supporter. What do you think about what she just said?
Hi, Slim.
Uh-oh, you're muted. We can't hear you.
My bad.
Oh, no. Okay, here you go.
Yeah, can you guys hear me now? All right, what's up? Thursday night party, new party. We back in effect. But yeah, man, I mean, it's more criticism. Like I said, we'll see. I mean, let's see what the outcome is. I don't have a problem with the administration. I'm still a Republican. I'm still Trump. At the end of the day, everybody's going to have their opinions, man. No matter what side you reside on, who you don't like, it don't matter. What I would say is, let's see. I like it because it still creates the content. So big up to that.
For everyone watching, please hit the like button. In the next 10 to 15 minutes, we will be premiering Slim's music video, Stop Hating. He filmed it in Nigeria. I will allow him to introduce it when the time comes. But in this one of the last clips we're going to play, this was what Trump is saying he's going to do to Israel if they don't stop bombing Lebanon. Let's watch.
Well, earlier today, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said his forces are not leaving Lebanon. That is a sticking point.
Who did he tell that to you?
He said it publicly in Israel.
Well, we're going to take a look at it.
Well, what would you do to make sure that he doesn't?
Well, I'm not going to
sabotage
tell
the
you
deal?
what I'm going to do. But
This poor man, he sounds so old,
problem solver. I
so
can
frail.
problem solve real fast, including with Bibi. Go ahead.
He needs to go home.
President, thank you. What's the latest you've heard from the Vice?
So, Gray, he said, I ain't going to tell you what I'm going to do. Don't start none, won't be none. G's don't give the keys to it. What's your thoughts?
Real G's move in silence. They don't tell what they moving. Chestnut checkers. So I respect what Trump says.
Oh, so you do respect him. Okay. Guys, for everyone watching, you hear that? Gray is now a Trump supporter. He respects and supports him. This is what JD Vance had to say about who came up with the deal.
Actually came up with a very interesting solution with the Qataris, where basically, again, if there is any frozen Iranian assets that are unfrozen, then we have approval over that process. The Qataris have approval over that process. And then the money would actually go to buy American soy, American corn, and American wheat for the benefit of the Iranian people. And as much as I see some of the press misreporting on this, and of course, buttressed by what the Iranians are saying, or not all Iranians, I want to be clear, there are a lot of Iranians who are telling the truth about what happened yesterday, but you see some social media reporting that gets this wrong. But fundamentally, what Jared and the Qataris and the entire team here in Bergenstock accomplished is, to me, a classic Trump deal, where if Iranian assets are ever unfrozen, they're going to go to make American farmers richer and to feed the Iranian people. That's a very, very good and very classic Trump deal that's great for our people, great for the people of Iran, and fundamentally, again, will contribute to this regional security architecture that we've built and that we're going to work very hard to ensure that it endures.
Okay, so Mia, what's your thoughts? Basically, what I'm hearing, the deal is going to be that they're going to give them money, but in turn, they're going to have to use it to buy food. Do you agree with that? Do you think it's a lie? People are in the chat already saying it's not going to happen.
So Iran is on EBT? Is this what this is? Iran is on EBT now? We're just giving them BBT. That's what it is. We're gonna give them money, and the only thing they can buy is like milk, steak, eggs, bread, flour, sugar. That's what this is now. I don't even know if I believe it. I mean, I don't know if I believe it. In theory, it sounds great to take money and then to make it go to America specifically, and produce, so on and so forth for farmers. I mean, farmers really need it at this point in time. So it sounds wonderful, but we can't even get our greatest ally to stop bombing Lebanon. So how the fuck are we supposed to turn on EBT for Iranians? How are we? That's the biggest thing. Our greatest ally refuses to not murder people and level every building, which Donald Trump says, why are you doing this anyways? Because this doesn't really make sense to level every single building when you're only looking for one person. So even he calls it fucked up. And we can't even control our greatest ally over there. So I don't know if Iranians are going to get EBT anytime soon.
Well, Kimberly, do you believe the deal or is it fake?
I'll believe it when it happens. I just think I don't see how our ally is going to. They've already said the quiet part out loud, and they've been saying it for decades, and we've known this. They're not going to. We have to cut them off, and we have to. I don't know what other word. Economic. Okay, sanctions. Sorry. That's the only way we're going to get them to stop, because their goal is and will always be the Greater Israel Project, which includes Lebanon, Syria, I believe parts of Jordan and Egypt, right? Am I right? Yeah. And that's what they want. And the problem with that is, in order to accomplish that, you have to kill a bunch of people. You have to, which they have been for decades now. And so we have to cut them off. And I don't know. I personally don't trust that Donald Trump is willing to do that, because he has Jared Kushner in his ear. So here we are. And I also think this whole thing is just fucking expensive and stupid. It's just stupid. But all wars are stupid, and all wars are wars of aggression. And we're just, we're doing the Lord's work here, speaking out against the man.
Well, I mean, we're dealing with a group of people who have no intention to not do war. I mean,
they're not going to stop.
Said it. I mean, I could read exactly what he posted on X with his little Twitter fingers, and he has no shame. For every tear an Israeli mother, 1,000 Lebanese mothers must weep. All of Lebanon must burn. Does that sound like people in non-war diplomatic ties?
diplomatic means. With all due respect to him.
Is it me or did she freeze? Oh,
I think she did freeze. I don't think I thought
no.
it was me again. Oh, okay.
Well,
I wonder
gonna
why.
wrap up, and we're gonna, while we have the height of the momentum, we're gonna let Slim tell us about his video. We're gonna premiere it. Slim, I wish I had some sound effects. I wish my buddy Kamal was here. Let us know about the video. Tell us about it.
Oh man, it's basically everybody got somebody in their life that might be hating on them. Everybody got haters at their job, in their environment, and they always hating when you're trying to do something. And I wanted to make this song because there was people that was hating on me and my business, and I tried to give them information, and they took it with a grain of salt or whatever, and they didn't do what I told them to do. They tried it another way and they failed. And they try to look at me for it. So that was my definition of just stop hating, do your thing. But I filmed it in Nigeria because, a lot of people front on certain countries, and Nigeria is one of them. We look at that country as being poor. They don't have much, and they're totally the opposite. They have a lot. They just work with what they have, and they appreciate everything. So I was actually honored to actually do it. We actually went in the hood. We had to pay like some gangsters to film in that area. So it was pretty cool, but it felt good to do that because they represented their community. So that was pretty hot to see. But yeah, man, stop hating, straight from Nigeria, 85 Slim.
Okay, let's go, guys. Hit that like button. Here we go.
Controversial ways.
I'm honored to be in your country. I'm honored to be on soil in Nigeria, right? The motherland. Like, trust me, it means so much to me to be here. Word.
Wow. Where's
up.
the sounds when we need it, guys? Where's the sounds? Oh wait, I got the sound.
Yeah. We're always gonna have the hate. Put the hate up there too. Put up the, what Pac-Man was saying. I want all that up there. It's important because if we don't have differences, we'll never come to.
Oh, you want me to put what the guys are saying?
Yeah, I want all that up there. That's important, man. I love criticism. You know what I mean? Because it don't matter at the end of the day. That's the reason that I made the song for people like that.
Why'd you pick Nigeria?
Actually, because I have a call center out there, and we gave about maybe 60 jobs within the last 2 years. And what that country has done for us, I'm just trying to give back. We're trying to build a club out there too. So that's the next vision.
I love that.
Yeah, we're trying to do
New party
different.
vacation to Nigeria.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Everybody passport, get your visa. We locked in. They love y'all, man. I'm telling you, they watch every now and then, man. Trust me.
Maybe we can get a grant. We need the Democrats back in office. Where's the Democrats at?
Slim,
Okay.
I don't know if you know this, Slim, but I am a music video vixen. I've been in 6 music videos.
Oh, nice.
Damn.
For my old boss when she needed extras. So like my head comes out and shit. But I've always wanted to come out in a rap music video, and I'm from LA, so I'm pretty gangster myself. If you ever want, I'll be in your music video.
That's what's up, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, how can we top this? If you're already watching and you haven't hit the like button, what are you waiting for? Let's tap the screen, guys. Also, make sure you All right, ladies first. What's your closing thoughts, my dear?
Hello. Thank you all for watching. It's a great show. I always enjoy talking to you guys. It was nice seeing Slim. I hadn't seen him in a while. Gray was gone for a while too. It was nice seeing him again. Don't know where Mia went, but we do this Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're lots of fun, even when the news is depressing. Please subscribe. And I leave you all with the same book recommendation that I've been saying for a while now. It's called Letting Go by Dr. David R. Hawkins. The way to save the world is to save ourselves. And I leave you with that.
Nice, Kim. Gray, welcome back. It's been a while, buddy.
Welcome back, Gray.
For sure. Shout out to Trump for keeping it gangster. Like I said before, you know, he went through a lot of stuff, and me and Trump have had our differences, but real recognize real. So with the whole Karmelo situation, like I said, it was a sad situation. I know a lot of people gonna keep talking about it, but let's see who really gonna be activists. You can talk about it. Go put some money on his books. Go do some visitation. You say his people trash, go drop his people something. So just sit here talking about his racist, that ain't gonna do nothing. But that's my final thoughts. You know, it's not great to be back. Have a good night.
Woo! Let's go. Let's motherfucking go. Let me tell you something right here. I will never, ever, ever, ever be a white supremacist sympathizer. That's something you can put your money on. So when I hear foolishness coming out of people of color's mouth, I gotta push back, y'all. I really gotta push back, because let me tell you, I'm not gonna say everything is racism, but when you experience it living in the South, you view it differently. And you want to know what the irony is? We are living in times when people are attacking people for being Jewish, for being Muslim, for being black, for being white. It's all around us. It's at heightened. And what's so ironic is my team Morocco is number 5 in the world. I wish I had the sound effects. A Muslim country, y'all. Y'all gonna really feel it when the Muslim country wins the World Cup. And I'm a Christian saying this, but at the same time, the hate is real in this country. If you have hate in your heart for anybody that's not like you, you need to die. Like, that's seriously. Me calling out something does not mean I have hate in my heart for that group of people. Me calling it out is standing up for my people and saying that we need to denounce all racism, and it's not okay. We can't make excuses because the Bible's very clear that just because you're sad, you're depressed, you're hurt by something doesn't justify you to spread hate. So for everybody that's okay with somebody spreading hate because they lost their son, you really need to go pray and look in your heart. For everybody okay with somebody losing because they're Muslim or they're Jewish, you really need to look in your heart, because we're surrounded by a lot of hatefulness. So go Team Morocco, take it all the way. Good luck. God bless. Stay safe, everyone, and go FIFA.
Sisters,
we shall not yield to tyranny.
Our cause just, we will prevail. The fight
Hello,
for our
Mr.
rights.
Buffs. Ready for a journey back? Look at this encampment. The spirit of 76 is alive.
Bobby, at this
Hello,
point,
history.
shame on you. Shame on you. Because we are being played as the American people. Our money is funding a war that we don't need to be in. Shouldn't be okay with it. So as long as I have breath in my body and a mic to use, I will be speaking out against this.
A true patriot savors these moments, but the fight for liberty calls.
The economy, we have a global economy. That's why we're a #1 economy in the world. I know that a lot of people want to paint the horrible view of America, but, you know, go live somewhere else and then tell me America's bad.
Patriotism is all about. Look at these flags. They represent our fight for liberty. This is
so
American
freaking crazy to me that we have an conflict with Iran before a single person from the Epstein files has been arrested on American soil.
The hour of liberty is at hand. For freedom is brava. Brothers
I
and
was
sisters.
working, man, you know, but it's good to see Rippy out there handling business, man. And again, hey, there's a lot of black Trump supporters, man. I mean, it feels good to see that, man. So I'm...
My fellow patriots, the hour of decision is upon us. Let us march forth with courage to secure our liberty.
A real coach. People are getting sick of it. The moment a celebrity steps slightly outside the leftist approved narrative, they get attacked. Chili from TLC gets heat over allegedly donating to Donald Trump.
For liberty. The British advance. We must act.
Our supplies are low, but morale is high.
Then we fight for liberty.
Alpine Tour captures the spirit of We Fight for Independence.
The
Welcome to my
that said they were anti-war. I think they said no new wars. Yeah, they voted for a president that was not going to start any new wars. And what's funny to me is that not only were you lied to, not only did this man start this and get out of the
freedom. Greetings from the encampment. The spirit of liberty is strong. We will fight for our rights and our freedom.
Just in order to get the Greater Israel Project accomplished, you have to kill people. That's why it's wrong. Killing people is wrong. Full stop. So you can try to make sense of it with, well, it's a threat and this and that. There's no greater threat than the United States empire.
Vocabulary up, because I'm throwing out words like hubris, acquiesce, verbose. What are you going to do about the dichotomy of the nuance?
To the encampment for liberty.
And what I've learned, and I'm not a liberal or a Democrat. I voted for Trump the first time, but he's become a politician. He lies like all the other politicians. He deceives like all the other politicians.
And flaming! Soldiers, the enemy is near.
Not only do I love my FBA fam, my Black American fam, my Black people on code, you know, my people that's allies with us, as part of the fam. I love y'all. I love my country too. You feel me?
The cause to victory.
To victory. These pastries are wonderful.
Indeed, but we must stay vigilant.